Welcome into the Arkansas Sports Network studio. Glad to have you along here. Brad Caldwell here sitting beside Justin Smith as we get ready to bring you a little bit of a preview of this weekend's games, 2A through 4A. Um, as always, Justin, it's a consequential week when it comes to high school football. Every
It
week
is.
counts. Only 10 weeks, or only 10 games, 11 weeks throughout the season. And, it makes for that regular season being so important. Obviously, you still got the playoffs, but it seems like every game, most every game, is important in the high school football season.
Especially now, there's only 4 games left until we're almost
Right.
to the end.
Yeah.
I can't
I
believe it.
mean,
It's gone by so
it
fast.
every year it happens that way, right? It
Yeah, it
happens
does.
anyway. But
Time marches on, I guess.
yeah, so we've got some stuff. Let's go ahead and recognize a few things real quick. Um, Nikel Lewis
Whew.
is our D3 Auto Sales MVP of the week. To be honest with you, he probably should have won it probably a time or two
Yeah.
more, but he's in there now. He got it this time. Hamburg got after it. I think he had over 1,600 votes, and he finally won it. 409 yards on the ground and 6 touchdowns versus Warren.
Heck of a night
Well,
against a
yeah,
good football team. Warren's a good
yeah. I
football
mean,
team.
they're definitely a traditional power and still in our top 10 in 4A. I mean, obviously they're a very very good squad, no doubt about it. And so anyway, Nikel Lewis is our D3 Auto Sales MVP of the week. We're going to have our Premier Facilities Group Team of the Week here coming out actually here in about 45 minutes. I don't want to ruin that. I just need to let that go.
Yep, let it go.
So that'll be out there soon. We will also have our Metcalf Trucking um, player spotlight pretty soon as well. I think I've got the right person for that, which
I think so.
that's a River Valley thing. That's a Logan County, Pope County, Conway County,
Johnson,
Johnson
Yale.
County, and Franklin County. I believe that's
Yep.
the five
Yep. Yep.
there in that. So anyway, the Metcalf Trucking. Of course, we appreciate Metcalf Trucking. They're a major supporter of us here
I wouldn't
at
be here without
ASN. Right at ASN. So we do appreciate them as well. And we're going to try actually to get like an offensive lineman spotlight as well that we'll get going here maybe toward the end of the regular season. There's just been so much happening so far. It's been hard to kind of wrap your mind around it, get everything out. Plus, we got 3A state volleyball that we're going to be doing at CAC. That's coming up. That's been a major focus of what we're doing. And so anyway, we want to encourage you right now to come out on YouTube. We want you to join us. We want you to become a member on YouTube. And here's why. Because a lot of this content we're going to be doing in the future, not all of it, but a lot of it is going to end up being premium content. And a lot of that just is for the fact we need something monthly. We need things to happen monthly. And so we're going to be bringing you things. Plus, we're also going to have the ASN Classic coming up
Yep.
on January the 3rd. You'll be able to get that big time basketball there on the ASN Classic. So we want you to be a part of that. Plus, huge playoff preview coming up at the end of the regular season. I haven't set the date just yet in November the 8th or November the 9th. We're gonna make our picks. We're gonna preview games. We're gonna go down the line, try to work through the matchups,
Hopefully there'll
that
be
sort
more
of
of us
thing.
here in the studio doing that. That'd be fun.
Right? Yeah. Well,
Need the
that's
rest of
the
our crew.
plan. That's the plan. So anyway, we've got a lot of stuff going on. So we want you to join us. We want you to be a part, be a member. So we're encouraging you to do that here on the Arkansas Sports Network. Appreciate you joining us here today as we break out the 2A or break down the 2A through the 4A, and we were just kind of looking at the matchups. It's not a heavy week for big time matchups, but
Except for the
some
2A. 2A's got quite a few top 10 matchups.
still some matchups to get to and get through. So we're going to go ahead and get started right now with the 2A.
Number 1, EPC hosting Earl. Number 4, Earl. EPC's homecoming. It's going to be a good
Yeah.
game.
So number one, I bet you if they went back to reschedule this, it probably wouldn't be a homecoming game just because Earl, over the last few years, Earl's hasn't been that great. And so I felt like they probably felt like it was okay for them to schedule them. But Earl has come through.
They
They
have.
have really stepped up their game this year. And They're our number 4 team in the state. Um, and
Deservedly so. They've played and won some good games this year.
yeah, they have. Their only loss right now is to Walnut Ridge, who
Yeah.
Walnut Ridge is pretty good,
Yes, they
pretty
are.
good team in 3A. So,
I think
Earl is playing well, 5-1, 3-0 over, or 3-0 in the conference, same record as East Poinsett County. And man, I know that I've mentioned this kid quite a bit, but Teron Hurst is a kid for Earl that you got to watch. He's a kid that has run, passed, received. He's
Yep.
got over 1,000 yards in combined in all
Oh,
three
now
categories. And
that's not easy.
outside of Jaden Young at Rivercrest, he has been the guy that has really put up numbers. And we did get some news on Jaden Young. I don't know if I want to put that out there or not, but Jaden Young has been hurt.
Oh,
And so, anyway, our thoughts and prayers are with him right now. But that's a great, great matchup there. And of course, you've got your runners there at EPC, man. I mean, those kids are something. D. Buchanan and Jacob Gaines, man, they are just a handful. They're really a handful. And I'm telling you, as you know, because you saw them last year, until you see them, you really can't wrap your mind
nope.
around how fast they actually are.
And look, we can't forget the reincarnation of Jaron Laridzon. Their quarterback at EPC, 250 plus
Eli
pounds.
Blag.
Eli Blagg, I saw him last year. Look, he got hurt in the playoff game we watched last year. Was hurt hobbling back to the line to end that game. That's tough. Really, just showed his toughness and his grit to want to be out there with his teammates, and they pulled off a dub that game we watched last year in the playoffs, and I expect nothing less from them in the playoffs this year.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, right now, EPC the last 2 years has figured out a way to make it to War Memorial. This year, they're
Yeah.
trying to win it
Yes.
at War Memorial. So, anyway, big time matchup there at East Poinsett County, and I know that somebody had mentioned us to come out there. I don't think we're going to be able to make it this week.
Too
Just
much.
there's just so much going on right now. I think this week for us is probably best that we actually take the week off. A lot of it has to do with the volleyball tournament
Yep.
and trying to get things in order there. So it doesn't look like we're going to have a game of the week this week. So we are going to be watching. In fact, I may even come in here. I don't know. Maybe come in here on Friday night and maybe just do a little bit of what happened. Talk
Yep.
about what happened. Maybe do a scoreboard type of thing. We'll see. I mean, I'm not set in stone in that, but give something to the people when you got an opportunity to do it, right?
Yeah, it'd be late night for me coming back. I'm at Ozark Friday night, so don't think I'll be joining you for that.
There you go. Well, anyway, so let's move on to the next matchup there.
I've got number two, Junction City, hosting the Dirks Outlaws. Go Dirks!
Better be careful there with how you say that, by the
Yeah,
way.
you're right.
Oh, yeah, Junction City playing Dirks. Dirks has made a lot of noise just with this T-Mobile 5G Friday Night Lights type of thing.
Still
And,
in the league.
I really still encourage you. We've got plenty of spots there on our page. Go visit those spots. Go vote for Dirks. Help an Arkansas team who really needs it. And again, if you haven't seen who they're going up against, they're going up against a team out of Oregon that doesn't need it nearly as bad as Dirks
No,
does.
they have a artificial field already.
They
Okay,
already
what are
have.
they? What they don't need it.
I've heard they have some other amenities too. That
Yeah,
there's, from my understanding, they're actually just trying to upgrade
yeah.
their like premium seating is what they're trying to do.
Oh,
So
yeah. No, heck with that. Vote for Dirks, bro.
right, so go in and vote for Dirks. I did notice that the lead has shrank quite a
A
bit.
little bit, yeah.
It's went from like 70,000 to 50,000. That's a lot of
It
votes.
is.
So anyway, go out and vote for Dirks. But anyway, Dirks got their hands full this week in this matchup with Junction City, and I mean, you know, right now. Junction City really looks like a team that is going to contend for the 2A state title. I mean,
Yeah, I think so.
they're massive. They're really really big. Of course, they're going to be fast and
And
uh,
Junction City's always good.
right. Oh yeah,
Every year, they are a perennial top 10 team in the 2A,
but they've got an air attack this year. Sometimes they
which is
don't have
different.
one. They don't really have one. But DeCorey Larry is doing a great job at quarterback
Yep.
right now. He threw for 213 yards last week in a win versus Gurdon. Gurdon had been playing very well up until that game, and then I mean Junction City just kind of rolled over the top of them. So, which is Gurdon just needs to bounce back because that's really no shame in that. That's
No, not at all.
their first conference loss. They're tied with Murfreesboro in the conference, and those two. Well, Murfreesboro actually lost to Gurdon. The only loss that Murfreesboro has in conference is to Gurdon. So, You've still got Spring Hill in that conference at 3-0,
which is
and
a surprise.
right, absolutely.
Proud of them.
And Dirks is at 1-2, but I think that some of their tougher competition is out of the way, so
Yep,
they're going to get a chance now to maybe maybe get back into that playoff race right now. I mean, right now it looks like Spring Hill, Gurdon, Murfreesboro, and Junction City, and Dirks is going to have to find a way to try to get into that top four because that's the
yep.
only four make it out of the 2A. But Junction City right now, you've got to look at them as a team that
Their team to beat.
they're the team to beat in 2A3 for sure.
And Junction City, they're about as balanced as you could ask for this year. Running the ball, throwing the ball. It's really nice to see because you don't always see that from a high school team. It's typically either one or the other. Not always. I mean, Charleston both got running attack, pass attack. And Darnell can throw the ball, pass, run the ball. Excuse me. It's just nice to see Junction City, the 2A school, coming out. Having a pretty good balanced attack.
Well, and the thing again, I keep hearing from Junction City is size, size, size. They're
Yeah,
huge.
they're
So,
monsters.
so
They grow 'em big down there.
they sure do. So anyway, Junction City's in a good spot there with Dirks at home. You got to like Junction City's opportunity there. But go vote for Dirks.
Yep, go over Dirks. Number 3, Mount Ida hosting Hector. Number 9, Hector.
That's our number 9. Some
Yep.
have them higher than that.
Some have lower, but we're going with our rankings, Brad.
Why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we? You're right.
Mount Ida Lions, going to Mount Ida is going to be a tall task for Hector. Hector
Hmm.
is off to one of their best starts in, I think, 10 years right
Yep.
now. Um, Hector has got some tradition. I don't know if people keep up as much, but since about 1998, Hector probably has been the most successful program in Pope County.
Yep.
I mean, the most wins, I would think Hector has probably come up with those. And this year, kind of bouncing up a little bit, lately, Hector's been a team that probably second or third in the conference, 7, maybe 8 wins tops, losing the first round type of thing. They did beat Mineral Springs a couple years back. Great upset there. Um, but man, they've got their hands full this week. But I will
They
say
do.
this about Hector: they've got a very balanced attack. They're gonna be able to throw it. They're gonna be able to run it. The question is, are they going to be able to do it against Mount Ida? Because Mount
Yeah.
Ida is going to bring the physicality. That's the thing right now is that Hector has not seen the type of physicality that they're about to see with Mount Ida. I really think that right there could be the difference, and then they have to travel all the way to Mount Ida for that game. I think right now you got to take the home team in that one, but
Think so.
I do think that number one, you've got Lucas Baker for Hector. I
Heck of a
mean,
year so
that
far.
guy he is unreal. This was a couple weeks back. He had already topped 1,000 yards at 85 carries.
Yeah.
And then Grayson Mulder right now, 6'6" on the outside. They can throw it up, and he can go get it.
Yep.
And Drew Newport is a kid that is really having a good year throwing the ball. So of
Hmm.
course, and you got playmakers. The Manrique kid is a kid that when you got playmakers like those guys, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
If you
But
got somebody 6'6" on the outside to toss it up to, that's nice too.
well, especially in 2A, you just don't see that
No.
that often for sure.
Maybe on the basketball court, not on the football field.
Right, right. So Mount Ida right now only giving up 12 points a game.
Mm,
That's the
golly.
kicker. But I will say this is probably overall the best offense that they will have faced in Hector. So it's going to be a good matchup over there. And you can watch that on Wildcat Nation this week,
Yep.
and they do a great
They
job.
do.
They do a great job on their live stream there.
Wonderful
So,
graphics. Can't complain
oh, it's
about
one of
those. Yeah,
it's really one of the best looking live streams that's out there.
it is.
All right, let's move on.
Got number 5, Hampton at Bearden.
Yes, Hampton is one of those surprise teams. Earl and Hampton right now really duking it out for the top team as far as who's the most surprising. You can throw those two in the mix. I think Sylvan Hills, those as well. Those are the three teams all year long, I believe. What are you laughing about?
Joe Blaze, he said Lions by 3 scores. Preston Stidman will be rocking.
There you
I
go.
don't doubt it, but I don't think 3 scores. Hector's a better team than that, I think. But I wouldn't put it past Mount Ida to do that, though.
That's
Couldn't put it past them.
That one's hard to say.
It really is.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. But anyway, the Hampton Bulldogs right now, again, along with the Earl Bulldogs and the Sylvan Hills Bears, in my opinion, those are the three top most surprising teams in the state this year. Hampton come up with a big victory last week
Yep.
with against Carlisle, and that right there really solidified them and really put them in the driver's seat, in my opinion, in the 4-2A. They've got Bearden, though. Bearden right now is also undefeated in
Yep.
the conference, and if Bearden can pull that off, then you could say they may be in the driver's seat in the 4-2A. They would still have to play Carlisle as well. So, a huge game there between undefeateds in the conference, and Coach Police down there has come from Batesville and really turned that culture around there. I mean, Hampton hasn't done anything
Nope.
in years, and then all of a sudden now they pop up. They're 6-0 and 3-0 in the conference, and they are our number 5 team in 2A. I really think they've got a great shot at winning this one, even though it's on the road.
Yep. Moving on, number 6, Carlisle. Just talked about them hosting Poen.
You got to remind me, by the way, I've got to bring some Vic Sav because every time I start talking, it's weird.
Yeah.
Every time I start talking, I get the nose, like my
Yeah.
nose kind of closes up. It's so odd.
That's funny.
Anyway, go ahead.
Sorry, Carlisle hosting Poen.
Yeah, I feel like Carlisle's in a bounce back game here.
Yeah.
The biggest thing right now, Colt Barrett. I mean, he's lighting skies up for Poen right now. And the biggest question you would have is can Carlisle get pressure on him, number one, but then if the ball's in the air, can they defend it?
Yep.
I mean, Barrett is one of the best quarterbacks in 2A for sure, and really probably, I mean, you'd have to say he's top 10 in the state pretty
Yeah, I
easily.
think so.
6'6" out there, got a good arm. Coach Barrett there, that's his son there, and anyway, but they've got their hands full going to Carlisle this week. I mean, it's always hard to win a game at Carlisle.
It is. We've been to Carlisle many times over the years doing playoff games for them and even regular season games. Uh, Carlisle's a hard place to play.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't care who you are. It's a tough place to go in there and win.
oh yeah, for sure. So Carlisle's trying to stay in the race right now in the 4-2A, but also, you want to stay up there in the rankings and feel good about yourself. And I mean, 9 wins in a season is not a bad season. And then,
Nope.
if Hampton stubs their toe this week, then they're right back in the race.
Yeah.
So anyway, feel like Carlisle's got a good shot at that one this week. I mean, again, how good is Carlisle pass defense? If Poen can get it through the air, maybe they've got a shot at winning that one.
Yep. Yep. Moving right on. Number 7, Cross County at Lee County. And I'll be honest, I'd never heard of Lee County before I saw
I'm gonna tell you
them.
something. Cross County is probably a little better than that seventh
Yeah,
rating. Uh, Cross County took EPC to the wire
they
last
did.
week, and
Heck of a game.
16-6, they were up in the third quarter. EPC was able to figure out a way to get the win. But I'm gonna tell you, man, Cross County this year is for real. Coach Pascal always, man, always does a great job, and he's getting that culture turned around there. And
Hmm.
right now, Mariana, they've got their hands full.
Yeah.
I mean, they've just got their hands full this week, and I mean,
It's a tough draw for homecoming. Really
yeah,
tough
who
draw.
who scheduled that one? Who scheduled that one at Mariana? So you got to feel like that Cross County's got a great shot at winning that one. They've got all kinds of athletes over there,
They do.
and Coach Pascal knows what to do with them.
Yeah, he's had them ready all year. It's fun to see. The last one in the 2A, number 8, Desart hosting Izard County for their homecoming.
Desart in a good spot as well, and
They are.
I think Desart might be getting a little bit of momentum right now. They really just need something good to happen for them, and feel like they're in a good spot here. Izard County comes in at 1-5. They're 0-3 in the conference, which Izard County having to fall into that 2A, man, that's really tough. That's really hard because it's the best conference in the 2A. I mean, it's the deepest conference. You're talking about a conference right now that you could probably see a fifth or sixth place team fall into another conference, and they would end up being a playoff team in most other
Yeah.
conferences. But this on this one, that you're going to fall out of the playoffs. And then if you're in Izard County, that has been an 8-man team for so long, well, now you're turning around and you're having to play 11-man against the toughest group. It's almost an impossible task.
It's a big challenge.
For sure. But, obviously as the time goes on, they get a chance to build up the Pee Wee and the junior high and all that stuff. And they get a chance to compete. But you're really battling against some of the best athletes in the state. You get some D1 players coming out of that group every year.
Dude, I missed a matchup.
What do you got?
Spring Hill.
Okay.
Number 10 Spring Hill. I'm looking for who they played this week. I'm sorry, I completely missed it when we were
Well,
setting up.
I could get you right here. Spring Hill is playing Foreman. And Foreman is a better team this year, but they've got their hands full with Spring Hill. Spring Hill is a surprise team as well, and have kind of come out of nowhere. I think they're getting better and better by the week here, and that win at Dirks was a big win.
Really
That was
was.
a really big win that they were able to pull off at Dirks, and that right there really set their season into a really good spot. Now you're looking at them and saying, could they be the 2 seed out of that conference? I mean,
Big
it's
possibility.
very possible. It's very possible that they could, and I would say that right now Foreman, probably not game enough to win that ball game.
Whole lot of good things going on south of Hope right now
Yeah,
in Spring Hill. And
yeah.
I got cousin lives there. His kids go to school there, elementary. And Spring Hill's a good little school. Moving on to the 3A. Got number 1 Salem taking on Yellville Summit at Yellville.
Well, it's not homecoming, is it?
No, it's not
Surely
homecoming.
not,
Surely
right?
not. Yellville already had theirs.
Oh, Yellville, man, they've got their hands full with
Hmm.
Salem. I mean, obviously Salem being number one. Salem survived Atkins last week,
Was a good
and
game.
we have said
Oh,
we've said that Atkins is good. I think they proved their worth. Now I know that their people were not very happy with the fact that we dropped them 2 spots, but that probably had as much to do with Mayflower as it did
yeah.
Atkins, and that matchup's coming up later on this year. So, in fact, that's a Week 10 matchup, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a good way to finish the season.
So anyway, not a lot to say about this one right here. Salem is, unless something crazy happens, Salem's going to pull that victory out.
Yeah, I think they're going to win big on that one. Just, I don't think Yellville has a chance. Salem just got too much in the tank.
They sure do.
Moving on, number 2 Fordyce at Lakeside.
Same type of
Yeah,
matchup. Same type of matchup here. Fordyce, we saw them in Week 1. Really hadn't really got a lot of. I don't hear a lot out of South Arkansas there about Fordyce, except that they just keep winning.
yeah,
And that not just keep winning, but keep winning big. I mean, last week they beat um, they beat Palestine Wheatley 50-6. I was shocked by that one
yeah,
because
big time.
Wheatley's 4-2 on the season, and really Wheatley's one of those teams that I thought maybe they could finish second in that conference, but they're 1-2 in the conference right now, so they got to figure out a way to pick it up a little bit. They picked up a loss at Rising, and then I think maybe that Rising game maybe beat them twice
Yeah,
because Fordyce really put it on them. Fordyce, I'm telling you, man, that's a great looking group of athletes down there. I mean, they are. When you want to talk about a team that looks good coming off the bus,
yeah,
that's a good team coming off the bus. Cadillac, man, 250 pounds. He looks trim compared to what he did last year. I
he
mean,
does.
last year, he looked like an offensive lineman under center.
Yeah,
And
really.
so this year, really looks more like a quarterback. Got nice zip on the ball. Um, he's a sophomore. He's still 15 years old, even though he looks like a grown man. That's really like when you
Man,
look at him. It's hard to wrap your mind around the fact that he's only 15 years old. But anyway, with that said, we watched them against Monticello. When they went into the power run game, it was over.
yeah.
It was over then at that point. Monticello outscored them 56-6. I'm sorry, 46-6
Mm,
there from the time that Monticello jumped out 12-0. That's when Fordyce went into the wing T.
yeah,
In the I formation, power I, that sort of thing, they went into those type of formations. Uh, it ended up making the difference, and then they had a couple pick sixes in the mix there. I mean, they really the ball started rolling against Monticello, and they weren't able to do anything about it. And all Fordyce has done since then is roll, and they're number 2 in the 3A. But I'm telling you right now, Fordyce absolutely 100% a contender to win the 3A.
and it's just nice seeing the Redbugs just kicking it because they're always a competitor down around South Arkansas. Every year, Pretty much. I mean, there's some exceptions, of course, but it's not seeing Fordyce just be up there like where they belong.
Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And like I said, go over to YouTube, become a member. We want you to do that. That would be great.
Moving on, number 3, Mansfield hosting Cedarville.
I don't think I'm a favorite of Mansfield right now.
It's okay.
It just comes with the territory, I guess. But Mansfield right now, they look good.
They do.
I mean, a lot. I mean, I knew that they'd be good this year. I didn't know that they'd be this good. This is the third year for Mansfield in a row that they've been incredible. They've
Mm-hmm.
been really, really good. Last year, a semifinals loss to Salem. I think Salem had a lot of revenge on their mind because
Mm-hmm.
Salem or Mansfield went to Salem the year before and won that game and ended up in the semifinals. Back-to-back semifinals trip for the Tigers. And I mean, who's to stop them this year? I mean, right now, basically Boonville is standing in their way of winning the conference once again, which, you know, you just don't see that much.
No.
You don't see it that much there for Mansfield. I mean, they are legit.
The,
I mean, all you got to do is look for a Burton.
yeah.
I mean, it's Burton here, Burton there, Burton everywhere. And man, they've got all kinds of ball players down there, man. I'm telling you, you want to talk about another team that looks good coming off the bus. And I don't know exactly how many kids they have on the roster. I know that last year they only had 22 kids on the
Woo.
roster and still made it to state semifinals. So,
That's wow.
so
That's hard.
anyway,
And Mansfield, they're just having a heck of a year. Like you said, Boonville is their last obstacle, and they're winning their conference this year.
how look at Lavaca's record. Look at their record. What is their record?
Four and
Four and
two.
two. They beat them 70-14 last week.
Yeah,
They're 4-2. They didn't beat an 0-6 team 70-14. They beat a 4-2 team.
they
That
beat Charleston.
Lavaca came into that game with one loss and they got beat 70-14. Yes, they beat Charleston. Charleston's a very good team. That one right there is an interesting one. I don't know exactly how the playoff bracket lines up, but I'm gonna tell you, Charleston is a good football team.
Yeah, they are.
Good football
I
team,
saw them firsthand. They can play.
and
Big,
they're
strong,
sitting at number
fast.
5.
Yeah, no
They're,
surprise there.
yeah, sitting at number 5 with us right now.
We'll move on. Bismarck hosting Harmony Grove, Washita County.
Bismarck, I feel like they're like Mansfield's brother.
Yeah,
I mean, the last 2 years they've played each other in the first game of the season. Last year it was Bismarck pulling out a win after Mansfield led in the fourth quarter by 11, I
yep,
think. Mansfield or Bismarck come back and won the ball game before the game was over. Then this year, Mansfield and Bismarck battled it out again, 34-28, this time in Mansfield's favor in overtime. So these two teams are like mirror images of each other. And right now, I think what was it? Bismarck put up 67 last week. I mean,
yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
how similar can they be?
Very.
They're going to be, and they could match up again in the playoffs. I mean that right there should be one heck of a matchup if they do. And I haven't even looked at the playoff bracket in 3A to know where it all. And when I need
It's
to
gonna be
start
nuts
paying.
like always.
I need to start paying attention to the
Yeah,
playoff bracket a little bit
we
more
got to
because,
get that ready, don't we?
but yeah, pretty soon anyway. But Bismarck right now, you got to think that they've got every opportunity to win that game. And then, of course, if you don't know by now, next week we'll be at Prescott and Bismarck. So we're looking forward to that.
Gonna be a good
We got to
matchup.
bring the red plate somewhere. So make sure if you're down there in Prescott, you want us to come down there and highlight your restaurant, let us know.
There's some good eating places in Prescott. I've had a few of them. We'll move on to number 5, Charleston hosting Lavaca, and I don't see Charleston having any problems with that game, Brad. Not at all.
Yeah, the question is going to be, do they put 70 up again? Not
It
to
wouldn't
say that they
surprise me.
not to say that they will against Lavaca, and that Lavaca just roll over. What I'm saying is they saw what Mansfield did, so do they try to keep up? I doubt it. I doubt it very seriously. But Mansfield or Charleston's offense is more of a throw the ball, diverse. Mansfield's ground and pound, ground and pound, ground and pound. And Charleston is more spread them out. And when I say spread them out, I mean spread them out.
Y-
They've got some deep like wide splits there that they get into. So
Yeah, I saw that firsthand start the year off. Pottsville played Charleston at Charleston, and let me tell you something. That first half, there wasn't a pass that those receivers didn't catch. If it touched their hands, their arms, it was a caught ball.
right,
And that quarterback at Charleston, he was sitting that ball in the windows. That's college level stuff that he was doing. Just
right.
legitimately, he's got a cannon for an arm and receivers that catch the ball.
Now, one thing I will say for Charleston is they will take what the defense gives them
Yes,
because last
all game
week,
long.
they only threw 11 times last week. So, we'll see how that plays out. Carter Little, man, he is phenomenal. He's a really good quarterback. A 3-year starter there. I remember seeing him 2 years ago against Elkins and saying
Yeah. Wow.
I just kept saying, this is your guy. He's going to be fine. And it was in 2022 when they won the state championship that they had Brandon Scott, and he was so good. And I felt like that we were kind of tracking the same way. Well, here we are now. Charleston's definitely a contender, and one of the reasons why is because Carter Little is so good.
Yes. Yeah, got a great arm. He's a good player all the way around.
Of course,
Just
they've got pass catchers. I mean, Charleston is a
they're loaded.
traditional
What,
powerhouse.
6-time state championships I think they got under their
5
belt?
or 6. Yeah,
Okay.
it's up there.
It's really it's fun. Moving on, number 6, Glen Rose hosting Perryville. I think that's gonna be pretty much the same thing, Brad.
Oh,
Perryville's
yeah.
struggling this year.
Well, Glen Rose right now, the question that I've got for Glen Rose is, they're probably going to win this conference is what happens, when you're pressed in the playoffs
Yep.
now? Because, the only time they've been pressed this year, well, I shouldn't say the only time. They have a tough non-conference, but you get through the non-conference and then you play in the conference. Conference is not quite as hard as your non-conference is, so you play 7 straight weeks there where you don't really have big time competition. How do they respond when they have to play a team in the playoffs that really hurts them? And right now, I think Glen Rose, their offense is really good. I like their offense and what they do in their offense. Hood is a kid. The only knock I have on Hood is that he throws the ball 1,000 miles per hour every throw.
Yeah, he does. I got some comments. You can take that, Brad.
Yeah. So what do we got here? Bismarck, number 73, Malachi Moore. How about the interception last week? Well, we didn't see it, but hey,
Got a
uh,
video, let us know.
all right, I believe you. I promise you that. I like to see number 73 intercept the ball. I
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
fun. Big boy carrying the ball.
Mansfield over Bismarck. That's right. Yeah, I said that. Bismarck beat Mansfield last year, and then Mansfield beat Bismarck this year. Did I say that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Bismarck beat Mansfield. Yeah.
Last year. Yep.
Do you guys think 4A is closer than ever with Arkadelphia getting beat? Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
We'll get to that in just a
Yeah,
minute.
100%. Let us get through 3A. We'll talk about 4A because yes, I think 4A is wide open.
Uh, Tough game here. I don't care who you are. Number 7, Mayflower hosting Quitman. I think that's going to be a good one.
Well, Quitman's undefeated. I would say, you talk about surprise teams, they're definitely one of those. The one thing that I would say right now with Quitman, and I'm sure they're going to clip this, is that Quitman hasn't played as tough a schedule as some of the others. And if you just do score comparing, and I know you can't do that because of matchups and all that, but Mayflower beat Melbourne 38-0. Quitman beat Melbourne 29-28.
Yeah.
So, Quitman's got their hands full because I think Mayflower, defensively over the last couple of years, Mayflower's been good. Mayflower's only given up 21 points a game right now, or 21 points for the season.
Oh, that's it.
That's
Oh,
it.
wow. Well, good luck, Quitman.
Hey, give me a 1 minute break. Can we do that?
Yeah.
So you guys hang with us. I'm going to see if I can clear my airway here. I'll be right back. So I'm seriously asking, does anybody have this problem that I have right now, which is I can come out and I don't have like congestion, but when I start speaking a lot, end up getting congestion in my nose. So anyway, we Mayflower again, 21 points for the whole season. Um,
That's something.
yeah, yeah. I mean, right now I mean, the only thing right now that you got in this conference, Mayflower, Salem still play each other. Atkins and Mayflower still play each other,
Oof.
right? So there's still quite a bit left there
Yeah, there's a lot of meat left on that bone.
for sure.
We'll move on. Talk about Atkins. Number 8 Atkins hosting Melbourne. Going to be a good game here in Atkins. Just a block and a half away from us.
The only question I have about Atkins right now is injuries. You
Yep.
know, what type of injuries do they have? You know, I've heard that, they've had some. I actually have not gotten the word on the actual injury. I've heard that Mason Martin was injured, but I don't know that for a fact. I heard that Cole Crawford was injured, and I don't know that for a fact.
Well, that'd be tough.
But both of them are really good. Maybe somebody, if you're watching right now, you can tell us in the comments um, who might be hurt. So anyway, what do we got in the comments there about Cross County?
Oh, sorry. It's Joe Blazy in Cross County has an
Oh
OSU
yeah,
commit on their D line.
yeah,
Yeah,
Danny Bill,
yeah,
unbelievable.
he's a big
He
boy.
and the things that he does is pretty amazing. All right, so anyway, I feel like Atkins minus injuries obviously has the advantage in this game. The question right now in this game for me is not necessarily Atkins, but Melbourne, and can they find a way to get into the playoffs picture? You got Mayflower, you got Atkins, you got Salem, and then left you've got Episcopal, Yeovil Summit, and you feel like Melbourne's probably in that. Quitman's in that. So 4-5. Can Melbourne jump into that playoff mix? And I think they can.
Yeah, they just need to finish this season strong. I personally don't think they're going to beat Atkins. Atkins got a really good football team. As long as, like I said, injuries, as long as those are clear, hopefully those young men aren't hurt.
Right.
Don't want to see that at all. Look, I'm a Pottsville guy. Atkins was a rival when I was growing up, but I'm still wishing them luck because they got young Mason Vick on that football team now, and transfers from Pottsville this year. He's having a good year. Just plugging away. He's just a good team player, and but I think Atkins is going to win this one. So moving right along, number 9 Smackover host at Horatio. Excuse me.
Speaking of that, I may go over to that game just to get an eye on what Atkins is doing.
Putting up numbers is what they've been doing.
Right. Rivercrest and Walnut Ridge. This is a huge game
No,
right here.
Smackover
Oh,
Horatio.
I'm sorry. Smackover Horatio. Smackover is going to score points.
Yep.
The question with Smackover is how much can they stop somebody? Um, because they've been putting up numbers all year long. I mean, really just, I mean, they're tough to stop.
Hmm.
So they're going to put up numbers against Horatio. The question is, how much is Horatio going to get against them? But I think right now you got to think that Smackover is the team in that game for sure.
Oh, we got some update. JT Keeling. Oh wait, go back. Mason is injured. Cole will be back this week, but
Okay.
both left game with injury. Yeah, Mason's out for the season. Oh, it's tough.
Oh,
Hate that.
that's tough.
Hate that for him.
That's tough. Well, that's interesting. Like I said, I may go over to Atkins and just kind of take a look and see what's going on there. But the problem with that for them is, you still got that Mayflower game. You got to win that for
Hmm.
playoff seeding for sure.
Oh, I will. You finished
Yeah,
Smackover. Okay, sorry, my bad. I was lost. Number 10 Rivercrest taking on Walnut Ridge at Walnut Ridge.
huge game.
It
I
is.
mean, probably. I mean, looking at this schedule here in the 3A, probably the best game, probably the top game in 3A. Let me see here just a second. Uh, well, I mean, you got Quitman and Mayflower, and you got this one, but I would call this one, my opinion, the top game in 3A here. Um, Rivercrest, they've lost Jaden Young, and that's tough because Jaden Young was really one of those guys that you could probably consider for the D3 Auto Sales MVP of the year. I mean, I think he probably fell in behind Nikel Lewis
Yep.
and maybe Enoch Hassan of Greenbrier, but still up there, in that mix. I mean, he was a kid again that threw, pass, threw, run, and caught. I mean, he did all three of them. Uh, several several yards already this year. But unfortunately, they've lost him. So now they turn to Jaden Ralph as their quarterback, and he had a great game last week. So, the thing about them is they're going to have people that are going to be in place. Buda Harris is a kid that we've seen on the basketball court, but he's also really, really good at football as well. He had 6 catches for 107 yards last week, 7 tackles and 1 pick. So, I mean, he's all over the place. Uh, but Walnut Ridge, man, they may be game for this one. This might be their time. This is a type of game that Walnut Ridge has lost many times before, kind of being in a position to win and move up into the conference race, and then all of a sudden they just can't get through to it. This might be the time for them. And then, looking at them right now, Walnut Ridge, if you win that ball game, you're sitting in a great spot to win that conference. I mean, you're really the next team that you would have to worry about would be Newport. Newport trying to, if you beat Rivercrest, and Newport would try to get that three-way tie
Hmm.
type of thing going up there. So Walnut Ridge right now is in a great position to possibly win that conference. I mean, Hoxie, is usually the team that really gives Walnut Ridge trouble, but Hoxie is sitting at 2-4 and 1-2 this year,
Which is not like Hoxie at all.
which I'm pretty sure that Hoxie has beaten Walnut Ridge like 22 out of 26 or
Oh
something like
man,
that. But
that's tough.
Walnut Ridge, really in a good spot. Walnut Ridge won that game last year, and it turns back over to Hoxie this year.
That's it for the 3A. Moving on to 4A, we'll start with number one Dardanelle at Lamar.
Yeah, Dardanelle.
They need to roll.
You got to think Dardanelle's in a good position to win this one. Lamar is always well coached. They always do a good job. They're always physical. Um, the
Having a tough year this year.
the winning the loss of Cass Crotts was a very tough loss for them,
Mm-hmm.
and really just hadn't been quite the same team since. Dardanelle's just really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get down to it, you look at Dardanelle, you look at Elkins, you look at Nashville, you look at Arkadelphia. You got to throw Southside in that mix. I think Hamburg, Stuttgart, Clinton,
The 4A is kind of up for airs. It could
Gosnell.
go either any way.
I mean, those are just teams right off the top of my head right there that we could look at as contenders in the 4A. I don't think there's one cut and dried contender in the 4A right now.
No, it's just that 4A is just stacked. That top 10 is stacked top to
It
bottom, and
is.
unfortunately, I got to face some of them. I got to see Darnell again this year. That's a
Well,
heck of a game they played last week,
speaking
though.
of that, we don't even have that on the list, but Ozark and Pottsville play this week. That's a huge game
It
for
is.
playoff positioning.
Mm-hmm. It's yeah, that Darnell big win over Clinton last week. I mean,
Yes.
you were there. I was watching it on my phone while doing my own game at Pottsville, and Clinton, they showed out. They showed their stripes that game, and if it hadn't been for a blocked field goal, Darnell loses that game. Period.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, Clinton stayed in the ball game. They were down 26-17 at one point in the game and just kept fighting. And then they gave themselves an opportunity. In fact, come up with a circus catch there on a 4th and 8 there in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter.
Still don't know how he caught that ball.
That was reminiscent of the Georgia and Auburn game in 2013. If you remember that when um, they Auburn threw it down the field. This is like a
The
desperation
immaculate
heave,
reception.
I guess is
Yeah.
what you would call
Yes.
it. Desperation heave, and the D back tipped it, and the kid just run right underneath it and ran it right in for a score. It wasn't that, but he did. The D back tipped it, and the Clinton kid caught it. And then, like you said, they kicked the field goal and just didn't seal off the edge,
Mhm.
and they did a good job. Dardanelle coming after the field
Yeah,
goal.
they crashed that edge. They really
They
did.
did a good job. So anyway, I like Dardanelle in this one, but you know what? Going to Lamar is never easy.
It's not. I mean, I ain't trying to dog Lamar. You're playing in glorified cow pasture there. It is tough outs. I'm surprised they didn't try to get on that T-Mobile thing this year because
Yeah,
I know they could use it too. But every time you go to Lamar, it's a hard game. No
right.
matter who you are, it's a hard game. Moving on, number 2, Arkadelphia at Harmony Grove Haskell. Go Cardinals.
Well, I mean, anytime you have to play Arkadelphia, you got your hands full.
Yeah, and it's Haskell's homecoming. Who scheduled that?
Somebody over there needs to figure out the scheduling here. Arkadelphia, Harmony Grove really has a chance here in this game to move up in the playoff list. I mean, right now, again, we talk about, surprise teams. Harmony Grove is one of those teams right now that is a surprising team out there. In fact, I'm trying to look them up real quick here. Let's see here.
Oh, Bill chimed in. Hey, Bill. Thanks for watching us, buddy. Wish you were here.
What did Bill say?
He said, howdy, fellas. Just saying
What's
hi
up?
to us.
What's up, man?
Thanks for tuning in, buddy. We miss you.
Anyway, Haskell Harmony Grove is another team right now that is a surprise
Hmm.
in the state, and a win in that one really sets them up to battle out with Nashville for that conference crown.
And speaking personally, about 3 years ago, Pottsville had to go to Haskell Harmony Grove for a game, and that's a hard place to play. They got a nice field, good facilities. That's a rowdy crowd there, and it is going to be tough for Arkadelphia.
Yeah,
Just I think so. I mean, I ain't saying Arkadelphia's going to get beat in this one because they're a really good football team, but Harmony Grove's going to. I think they're going to give them what they want, and but Arkadelphia still comes out with a dub.
yeah, yeah, most likely.
All right, moving on. Number 3, Southside at Highland.
Yeah, Southside. Every year it feels like Southside just always solid. They're just
Every year.
always solid, and you know, very well coached. And here they are again in the 3-4A, and they are, right now they're the best team in the 3-4A. Um, Owen McLaughlin is a kid that we saw a lot last year. I think he topped 2,000 yards on the season. That's an unbelievable year. No
Mm-hmm.
matter
Where you are,
who
that's
you
good to
are,
hear.
what level you are, if you got over 2,000 yards, you're a good, you've been
You
good.
done your
But
job.
I really think that Trey Allen, the quarterback, has benefited a little bit from probably a little bit more of a stacked box because I've seen a little bit more from Allen this year as far as our numbers go. I hadn't seen as many from Owen McLaughlin. So I feel like that they're probably stacking the box. Of course, Coach Simpson, he's got the gun tee out there. That's his specialty out there. I mean, he's teaching clinics on how to run the gun tee, and they know what to do, and they're really good at it. And right now, Highland, tough place to play. Another one of those. They're going to be hungry for a victory after losing to Blytheville, but boy, they've got their hands full with the undefeated Southerners.
Yeah, big time there. It's going to be a tough out for Highland. Hopefully they can, at least be competitive in that game. Don't want, keep their heads up because
Right.
I mean, losing the South Side is bad enough, but if they go out with a goose egg, it's going to be tough
Yep.
for them next week. Moving on, rivalry game. Got number 4 Elkins at Prairie Grove.
So I have seen conflicting reports on where that is, but I think it is at
SB
Prairie
Live
Grove.
is said Prairie Grove.
I believe it is at Prairie Grove. Anyway, that being said, the Elks, um,
Just
they're
good.
yeah. I mean, right now Elkins, maybe we're not talking about them enough. I mean, they come down here and got beat by Dardanelle, and then all of a sudden they beat Lincoln last week like 83-6. I mean, that was wow. I mean, it
Yeah,
was unreal. Um, Elkins is what they are. And number one thing that you're going to know with Elkins is that you're going to be physical at the point of attack with Elkins. They're going to hit you. I promise you, they're physical. And
you
so
better be ready to play with them.
that is, I think that's as big a key as anything with that group is how physical that they are. And they just keep rolling. But 3-0 in the conference, Prairie Grove. You've also got Gravett at 3-0 as well.
Yeah,
So
Gravitt's having a good season.
that conference is still up for grabs right now. Gentry's at 2-1. So conference is still up for grabs right now. So Elkins, needs to win that game, but going to Prairie Grove is going to be a difficult task for them to do just because Prairie Grove has played a tough schedule. They're 3-3 on the year, but all three losses in non-conference. They went to Farmington and almost won that ball game. I think it was a
Whew.
1-point ball game. So
Yeah, it's tough.
that's going to be it. Elkins better be ready.
Yeah,
Better be
Prairie
ready.
Grove's going up there and matching up with Farmington like that. Elkins better be ready. You are right. Moving up next is number 5, Hamburg at Crossit. Gonna be a good game there.
No, it won't. It's Nykiel Lewis right, Nykiel Lewis left.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, good game for Hamburg. That's what I
well,
meant to
the
say.
the the question will be, does he get 500 yards this game? And that's no disrespect to Crossett, but that kid is amazing. I mean, he is just 1,800 yards from scrimmage, 32 touchdowns, 31 of them rushing. The record in the state right now is 32-32 and 46 touchdowns. I mean, he's over
He's on
50%.
pace,
He's
big
over
time.
50% of the way there. If Hamburg advances into the playoffs at all, you would think that he could push 3,500, maybe even 4,000 yards if he stays on this pace.
They keep feeding the Meraki, Will, and they're going to. They're
And
going to ride that horse till it breaks.
no disrespect to Cross it, but they are struggling.
They are this year.
And the problem with that is that it doesn't get any easier in the 8-4A. It's always tough down there. And Hamburg right now, one loss on the season, non-conference loss to Magnolia. They scored a lot of points on Magnolia
They
that
did.
night. But anyway, the Lions are for real, and I think it's already come out. They are our premier facilities group team of the week.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
lots of good stuff going on from ASN to Hamburg this week.
The big win over Warren last week. What got that for him? 67 to 55.
67-55, which was the first win that they've had against Warren in 16 years.
Yeah, that's spectacular. That's big time. Nykel Lewis, I got to meet him this summer, and wonderful young man, humble, but he was ready to work this year, and he's showing that on the field.
Yeah, well, he's not the only one. They've got
No, they're not.
athletes everywhere.
They do. They really do. Moving on, number 6, Nashville hosting Ashdown.
Nashville, Ashdown, Nashdown. the, Ashdown struggling a little bit this year. Malvern beat them up pretty good last
They
week.
did.
Right now, Nashville seems to be the class of the 7-4A, although I believe right now Malvern's moving up. I think Malvern is playing more and more. They're playing better every week. Of course, you still got Arkadelphia. Nashville owns the victory over Arkadelphia this year. So, Nashville's in a spot right now to win that conference. They just have to not stub their toe. They just got to keep going. And this would be one of those that if they were to lose this game, would be a major stubbing of the toe.
Yeah, they need to just take care of business. Put up some numbers this game. Give them a little bit of breathing room if in case there's a tiebreaker somewhere. Um, but yeah, Nashville just needs to go out and take care of business. And but I mean, what's the rest of their schedule look like this year?
Nashville
Yeah.
still got Malvern.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. Is
Um,
it at Malvern? Do you know?
I'm going to check you right now.
If it's at Malvern, whew, I love going to Malvern. I'll say it right now. I'll say it again. The folks at Malvern, they're wonderful, kind to us every time we go. Beautiful facilities, but I hate losing to them.
So Nashville still has Harmony Grove, Malvern, and Genoa. So the next two games after this one, two of their tougher games
Yep.
for sure. But again, as long as you don't stub your toe, at Malvern's going to be tough
Mm-hmm.
on the 31st for sure.
Moving on, number 7, Warren hosting Star City. It's Warren's homecoming.
Yeah, and Star City's struggling. They've lost several in a row now, and so and they haven't beat Warren in a long time. And which that's a story down there, by the way. Hamburg beat them for the first time in 16 years. They're not the only one that
Nope.
hadn't beaten them in a long time. I mean, Warren really owns that conference down there in a way that most do not. And again, you're talking about it isn't like it's an easy conference.
Nope.
It's a tough conference.
20 plus years they've been the top 2 or 3, just
Oh,
legitimately. Since I
100.
was in high school, you heard talks about Warren Lumberjacks back
Yeah,
then, and then
top one.
yeah, top one legitimately. It but yeah, Warren is yeah they lost last week, but uh you know chalk it up to just you ran across a great team and played a great game themselves. They didn't lay down. They put up 55 points.
55 points.
You
They
know
were
that's a
down.
good game.
I think they were down 55 or 54 to 30 in
Whew.
the third and still came back. Star City right now, man, I mean, after starting 4-0 last year, they have lost 12 in a row. They've lost 12 in a row.
Yeah, I bet your wife's family ain't happy about that.
She went down there last week for homecoming because she had a class reunion down there. And, I mean, she saw what everybody else saw, that they're struggling.
Yeah.
So, anyway, they lost to Monticello 56-28.
Whew.
and now they got Warren, and then they got Hamburg, and then they got Stuttgart.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez,
yeah,
murderer's row.
right, yeah,
Goodness.
tough one.
Moving on from that, number 8, Clinton hosting Dover. It's Clinton's homecoming. We know how that one's going to go. Sorry, Dover.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It's
Clinton's
going
going to
to be a
roll
team
you.
one.
I hate that for you.
It's going to be a tough one. Clinton, right now, trying to bounce back from that loss. I'm going to tell you right now, if you draw Clinton in the playoffs, you better be ready. You better buckle up. They're good.
Yeah,
They've got 17 seniors right
yeah.
now, and most of them are on the field. Very strong senior class. The quarterback is the coach's son, and that's always a good thing, I think. You don't see that not work out very well
Not,
most of the
I ain't
time.
never seen it not work out.
So anyway, Clinton's just they're in a good spot with that one.
They really are. It's they're what, number 2 in the 4A4. Yeah, right
Yes,
behind
right
Dardanelle.
now, and so
It's
really, trying to stay paced. Again, we talked about Pottsville and Ozark. That's a game that still has some.
That's for number 3.
Yes, yeah. So
Got to win that one if you're Pottsville.
right, it still has some implications on that conference, and so if you're Pottsville, if you want to stay in the race, you got to win that one. But you look down the road and you say week 10, Ozark and Clinton, that could be for the
It
number
it,
2
it
seed.
does matter big time.
Ozark's still in the race, though. I mean, Ozark is not looking at it saying we're the 2 seed.
No,
Right now, they're trying to win the conference.
yeah, they're trying to win the conference. And look, I'm sorry, the 4A across the state. Good luck. Just the top teams. Good luck on your draw, because you better be pack a lunch. It
Man, it really is a very even. Like again, I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite in the 4A
mm-mm,
this year.
just not top to bottom. I'll say top to bottom, but them top 10, 15 teams in the 4A, you know, I can just say, any day any one of them could win, beat the other, but get ready for a good game. For any of them teams play each other, it's going to be a great one. Last up on the list, number 10, Stuttgart at
We for,
Montez. Oh,
we
oh
forgot that
wait,
one.
sorry, number 9, Gosnell hosting Blytheville.
That's a big game in that conference there in the 3-4A. I mean, Blytheville did beat Highland last week, so Blytheville is trying to keep pace. Gosnell right now undefeated, again one of those surprise teams in the state right now, and they keep going. I've heard that Mason Woods is out. Mason Woods was their top guy. Very very good player there. One of those guys was putting up like video game numbers early in the year. And so now they're trying to do it without him. But with that being said, they're still able to, or they have been able to get through it. Blytheville right now playing well at 4-1. Um, so they're kind of on the resurgence themselves. So you got to think that this one right here is going to be a very good game, and two teams that aren't very far from each other right now.
Uh, Comment Dusty Joe Talley, who 5-year anniversary follower. He's been with us basically from the get go. Thanks for tuning in with us, Dusty Joe. Asking about Clarksville Pure Ridge. We'll talk about them tomorrow, probably in the 5A,
Yeah,
right?
so we'll do a 5A and it's through 7A breakdown preview next or tomorrow. So
Last up on the list, number 10, Stuttgart at Monticello for Monticello's homecoming. Good luck, Monticello.
Stuttgart's playing well right now. Kane Price, um,
Rice
really,
Birds.
yeah, really playing well at quarterback position there. And right now, that this is a team that we have them at 10. I think a lot of people think they're underrated at 10.
Triple A's got them at number 1,
Well,
oddly
that's a
enough.
that's a computer ranking, by the
Yeah, I know it.
way. So, I mean, there is that. But I mean, right now, I mean, I feel like people feel like that this is a team that may be more in that 4 or 5, 6 range.
Yep.
Again, to me, it just speaks of how good the 4A is that we have them at 10. I
Yeah.
think that it really does speak to that. I mean, you could probably easily place them anywhere from 5 to 10,
Hmm.
I would say. And again, they're back. They're on the resurgence. They had a little bit of a down year last year, but they're coming back. And right now, it looks like between them and Hamburg for the 8-4A. And right now, Monticello. Um, Monticello's a dangerous team. I think they're better than their record shows.
Yep.
They're 2-4, but I mean, they've played so many really good teams. I would expect that you start seeing that record get better
Yep.
as the
Yep.
season goes on. And then good luck, as you draw the fifth seed or the fourth seed Monticello. I mean, that's going to be you're going to have your hands
Yeah,
full for
yeah,
sure.
no matter what. But, look, it's just some South Arkansas teams, man. South
Yeah,
Arkansas football is different, and I've said it to you many times, and our compadres. But once you get past Malvern, things change.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
just legit. I don't know how to describe it, but this, I'm not saying they're a better football breed, but it's a different breed of football down there.
Right, right, for sure.
But that's it.
Well,
We got through it.
I think that is all we have for today, and we're excited again to be bringing you this. Well, you'll see it more and more, and we do encourage you to go out, become a member because there's going to be some nice member content. Plus, if you're a Razorback fan at all, we're going to also be bringing you podcasts for the Hogs as this coaching search it gets more and more interesting.
Gonna
And
be
then
Razorback Fridays in here.
man, and then also Razorback basketball. I'm telling you right now, Razorback basketball is going to
Yeah,
be interesting
I'm
this year.
excited about that. It's gonna be a fun year.
Going to be interesting. So, with that being said, we do appreciate you joining us here on the Arkansas Sports Network and the Audible, and we will talk to you soon. We will be back tomorrow with 5A through 7A breakdown. You don't want to miss it.